So we have our own narrations of him.
There's not a lot of them. Most of it comes from the Bible.
So, but we have some very beautiful ones. So my first question, I guess, to answer that is, what was, based on Christian doctrine, and again, I am learning from you things I didn't know about certain denominations and, certain practices or thoughts. And I, thank you for sharing that. And again, I'm not sitting here judging and saying you're going, like, I'm not God, But what is the general consensus in Christianity as Jesus Christ's first miracle?
He turned water into wine.
So he turned water into alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. This is one of the main reasons why I will always believe what I believe about Jesus Christ. I think the Islamic tradition has something that's very easily verifiable, and that's some story that Muhammad would pull out of thin air. And that miracle, we believe his first miracle, and I know you know it, is that he spoke from the minute he was born. That sounds more godlike to me. That doesn't really exist in the Christian general consensus. There was a couple of canonized books that may have mentioned it, but it's not really the general consensus of Christianity or their books. So let me finish the story because it's important. We believe that because the Virgin Mary, peace be upon her, which has her own chapter in the Holy Quran, she is the most important woman in the religion of Islam, period. She has her own chapter. We believe, and it makes perfect sense, because the punishment for adultery in the Old Testament, because Jesus came as a Jew, he was born to the Jews. The punishment for adultery is to be stoned to death. He's even one of his famous quotes with the who has not sinned cast the first stone, right? Because that's what they do, is stone you to death, right? For committing adultery. We believe from our tradition, the Virgin Mary was, the way the Christian says it, the most beloved woman of God on earth. She was chosen to carry Jesus Christ the Messiah. She was without sin. And for her own protection, while she was pregnant with Jesus, because she was not married and no man had touched her, if the Israelites would have seen her pregnant, they would have killed her. They would have stoned her for death. In the Talmud, we know what they think about her and what they think about Jesus Christ, which I can agree, you can agree, was not received revelation from God. That came while they were under occupation from the Babylonians. But getting back to the main point, their first miracle of the most important human being that ever lived, or God as they say it, is he comes down, he's being breastfed, takes him a couple decades, he's building tables, he's a carpenter, and then his first miracle is to make alcohol, which I think has destroyed the earth. I've lost so many family and friends to alcohol. I don't think it's alcohol in the way they think. I think it was some type of grape juice, in my opinion. But again, lost in translation, in my opinion. What's the first miracle in the Holy Quran of Jesus Christ, which I think proves that this book came from God and clarifies who Jesus was? His first miracle was when Mary delivered him. She goes back to the town and the Israelites get out. How do you have a kid? You're not married. She's holding baby Jesus. God commanded her in the Quran, do not speak. When they attack you, point to the child. They build up this mob. They start calling her every name you can because they're calling her the names you would call a woman who is out of wedlock and having a baby. They want to stone her to death. His first miracle in the tradition of Islam was to defend the honor and the dignity of his mother, because the minute they started attacking, he spoke, do not attack her or me, for I am the Messiah that you wait for. When they heard him speak, not even a couple days old, no more than a couple weeks, an infant, they parted like the Red Sea.